The CEO can't do everything, and they shouldn't be expected to do everything. So you got to lean on your leaders to do that. And your leaders, as part of their own development, is them developing their teams where people can step up in sub projects as leadership or more senior leadership roles as well. But yeah, group leadership, those little groups, I think are a fantastic way of achieving that and empowering people and yeah, reducing the workload, I think.
Yeah, and then aligning them all to move in the same direction, so it becomes a superpower, basically. So they're all aligned.
This is it. Yeah. Once everyone's agreed on where you're going, you know, to some extent, you have to let people get there in their own way. So you kind of keep it between the ditches, you know. You got your road, you got to keep it moving in the right direction, but keep it between the ditches. And if you want to meander a little bit within those ditches, you know, go for it. That's fine, as long as everybody's moving in the right direction.
And I think you really touched upon a core element of that in the last question. You're building trust, getting to know the individuals, them getting to know you within the team, and then, you know, as you said, enabling the team members to have those stretch goals and tasks so they can grow into that leadership role. And I think that's really, really important. You know, it can start very small, but in doing so, you're growing out that ability. You're getting that buy-in. You're getting that fulfillment from the role, and therefore you're getting a better collective product, I would say.
Absolutely. And you get the opportunity to to observe as well, and review and refine and repeat. Okay, you know, that person actually did really, really well on that task. I didn't think that was in his, you know, in his wheelhouse at all. You know, and actually, we need people. I wanted to see if he'd be interested in jumping to a role that we've got over here that he could really excel in. So mobility around the business is really important as well, and that comes back to what we were saying from a sports team. You try and build depth, and you look at playing people in different functions. I mean, you got Bundy Aki packing down a flanker now, when needs be. But it's the same in business. You know, people are agile.
Yeah.
You know, often they want to do something new, even if they don't want to take on a new role in a different function. You know, being invited into a smaller leadership group can be a brilliant way of keeping people fresh, interested, and knowing that they're contributing. But from a senior level, you get to observe and review your workforce and be able to deploy them as and when you need, particularly if you're in an agile business that needs to pivot occasionally, and you need to pull resource around to make it work.
Well, and I think that's a huge point. I mean, if you don't give someone the opportunity to grow, to develop, then you're never going to know those things. If it's always you say they do, then you're never going to get the best out of them or the buy-in. So I think that's a really, really important point. And it's, say, something natural we do in sport. You know, we're always looking to expand that that skills, the technical understanding, their IQ of the game. Do that on the training ground little by little.
And you know what these people do? They leave. They go.
Yeah.
Because in a rugby team and a football team, it's a big decision to leave your team.
Yeah.
And it's because of what you've just mentioned. They get the opportunity to do all these things in training. In business, someone's gone before they even mention any of this kind of stuff. They don't want to necessarily, if the environment hasn't been created where they're comfortable in doing this, or sticking their hand up saying, you know, I'm getting a bit bored of what I'm doing. Can I do something else, or can I go for a role over here? Where they think that would be seen as a negative, and maybe on occasions it would be. So they vote with their feet and they leave.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there's all the silliness of, I would give you more money. What are they giving you? All this kind of stuff. And you know, the employee's checked out at that point. You know, the relationship is broken down, and you've undermined the trust.